Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here. Welcome to another Artery gear video. So this is the ultimate reroll guide from a day one CN and JP veteran. It's actually my 5th go at the game because I played the CN CBT, CN full launch, JP CBT, JP full launch, and now global CBT, and I'm gonna play the global full launch as well. So hopefully my guide will be helpful, as I'm very competitive now on the JP server. It used to be on CM, but I dropped it. So let's take a look at for the global launch, based on what is available content-wise in the CBT, what your reroll target should be. So first off, I click on the wrong banner. First off, if you go to the recruitment, and if you watch my previous video on the infinite rerolls, you'll understand what infinite reroll targets to go for. But the reroll part isn't actually not the infinite reroll, because that you can reset unlimited for an unlimited amount of times, so you don't need to worry about what you get out of that, because given enough time you'll get them. So at the start of the game, what you want to reroll on is actually either the event, the elite, or the regular banners. So at 1-1, after clearing 1-1, you can basically start a reroll process, but right now in the CBT you only get enough of 4 single rolls, and then you'll get, I think, 1 red tickets. And of course this is day 1 of CBT. Things might be different for global on full release. Things were different for JP because a lot of the currency were given once the game got launched, and then they hit milestones on the App Store, or they have maintenance and stuff like that. So if you don't care about being a day 1 player and rushing things, actually if you start on day 3 and day 4, depending on the developers and the publishers, of course, you can get about 20 to 30 rolls of red tickets, which is really good, allowing to reroll for whatever you need to get. But right now for CBT we only have 4 rolls. So I'll tell you what banner to go for and what units to go for and why. But first of all, thank you LD Player for sponsoring this video. So you can see I use LD Player 32-bit to play the game, and I'll leave my affiliate link down in the description so you can download it. It's very good, very smooth. I play JP on it, which you'll see in the later parts of the video. So please do support me if you can. So for your reroll targets, you want to go for Alice, absolutely just Alice, because I think it's very difficult to get her right off the bat. If you're someone who's crazy about rerolling and you don't mind multi-instancing like 20 instances for an entire day, then you can go for Alice plus Shuri. Sirius. And I'll show you what these units are. I think Codex should be open for CBT now. So Alice and Sirius are the true tier 0 characters that are tier 0 since day 1 and still tier 0 in the CN server. Which is now they're having their first anniversary. So let's take a look at Alice. Alice is a 4-star unit, which means she doesn't have an on banner right up, so it's very difficult to get. You'll have events later on that gives a free 4-star selector, so you can get her, but that's a few months down the line. So if you don't get her, you're going to be suffering a bit. There are players who will play without Alice, but Alice just makes things a lot easier, and I'll explain why. So her first skill is a single target hit that increases action bar potential to a random ally, and her third skill is an AoE that applies speed down. That's the general gist of things. However, her second skill is what makes Alice busted, and I'll have a dedicated unit review and highlight videos to talk about those units. But for Alice, her second skill, all you need to know is that it grants an extra turn to a unit with action bar boost for herself. So the extra turn mechanic in this game is insane, because when the unit takes an extra turn, they don't lose their position on the action bar. So if someone is about to take their turn and then gets the extra turn from Alice, the person gets to go again, which is crazy. Compared to Epic 7, where you push, get an extra turn, and then you reset your action bar. That's not the case here. And devs tried to nerf it, but Alice was so overwhelmingly powerful that the entire population, the player base, pushed back, and then developers decided to not nerf Alice's second skill, which makes her tier 0, absolutely tier 0. And then Sirius is the other unit I've said in the tier list, in the reroll video that you should go for if you can, in junction with Alice. I would argue that Sirius, personally, I would go for Alice over Sirius, because Sirius will have her rate up banner, and you can technically just get her, and also she'll be part of the exchange shop. So there's a guarantee to get her. Versus Alice, if you have bad luck, you can just miss out on Alice completely. So Sirius, I'll talk more about Sirius in my highlight video, but she gets extra turns, she has defense down, speed up for herself, one of the fastest base speed in game, and a attack that's always elemental advantage, that gives elemental advantage, which is insane. She is tier 0 from day 1 for both PvP and PvE, and just a very, very strong unit all around. So those two are the units you want to aim for. So you can pull on the Shura banner if you want to potentially pick up Shura, who is a more tanky damage dealer bruiser type with Alice, or you can go on Melvis, who is an AoE defense down unit, which is really good for PvE and PvP as well. Personally, I would actually go for Melvis, even though she's not the event unit, just due to the fact that for Shura, I pulled her on my JP account since day 1, and I benched her. I've never actually used her, just because there's so many other better characters. So I would rather pull on Melvis, but of course the key unit to get is Alice here. So that's the key point for the reroll guide, and I'll make a more detailed video regarding the salted email approach. It got fixed for JP, so you couldn't reroll very easily. You had to kind of clear cache and clear game data to reroll, but maybe it'll still work for global. I'll see as we approach full release, and if there's an information like that. But again, those two are the units you want to grab. Personally, Alice over Sirius, and then in the infinite reroll, you can watch my previous video on what to pick up. Essentially Ginga plus Grace plus Roko, and then ideally pick up Foxy and pick up Kana. So yeah, that's a quick video about the reroll and the targets and why. I'll have highlight videos coming up for the units, Sirius and Alice, to go more in depth, as well as some of the gearing recommendations, so stay tuned for that.